Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode of Reinvention Real Talk. I am your host, Karen Larea, and today we're getting into something real, raw, and often unspoken when it comes to reinventing your life. So, let me ask you a question. What happens when your circle no longer fits who you're becoming? We're talking about outgrowing friendships, losing your community, and the challenge of building new, aligned connections later in life. Because let's be honest, everyone talks about chasing your dreams, but no one really prepares you for the loneliness that comes with growth. I want to talk to you guys about the silent cost of reinvention. You know, reinvention is not just about changing your job, your look, or your goals. It's about shifting your energy, your beliefs, and your standards. And when that happens, not everyone comes with you. Now, some people you've known for decades, now they can suddenly feel like strangers. Conversations that used to feel easy now feel forced. And you find yourself sitting at dinners thinking, we're not speaking the same language anymore. Wow. Now that's one of the hardest parts of growth. Realizing that the people who once felt like home no longer feel aligned. It doesn't mean that they're bad people. It means you are moving in a different direction. And here's the truth that I had to learn. When you reinvent yourself, you just don't lose people. You lose versions of yourself that no longer fit. But that space you feel, the gap of loneliness, that's not punishment. It's a portal. It's where your next level tribe begins to find you. Now, a lot of people ask me, Karen, why do friendships feel harder in life? And I'm going to tell you guys in real talk, okay? Making friendships in the second half of our life, 40, 45, 50, 60, 65, 70, beyond. I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's hard. Not because we're incapable, but because by this stage we have lived. We have been betrayed, we've trusted the wrong people, we've had friendships that felt like family and ended without closure. It's happened to me. I've lost people that I thought were going to be in my life forever and completely never even had closure with them. Yes, was it hurtful? Absolutely. But it's something that you need to learn your boundaries because we've learned boundaries. And sometimes those boundaries, while healthy, make us more cautious and more selective. And this is not a bad thing. I have put my boundaries very, very defined. And yeah, maybe it does take longer to make that connection. But you know what? The truth is, as we get older, we're just not looking for someone to grab brunch with. We're looking for people who see us, people who get the evolution, the healing, the rebuilding, people who want to talk about dreams, not drama, purpose, not pettiness. I always say if those people are talking about others with you, you know they're talking about you behind your back, 100%. And listen, none of us are immune from gossiping. None of us are immune from saying things here and there. But just, it really is hard. I tend to catch myself sometimes when it happens, when it does slip. And it's not a good place to be. It really isn't. So try to catch yourself and be like, no, if they're talking pettiness with me, I know they're talking pettiness behind my back, and you don't want that. And remember, people that are looking to reinvent themselves, a higher elevation, those people, they're also searching for you too. And sometimes those people do not show up until you stop clinging to the ones that have already expired in your story. That is the truth right there. All right. Because yes, there is the emotional roller coaster of losing your circle. And I will be honest, losing your circle during reinvention can feel like grief. Because in a way, it is grief. You're not just mourning the friendships, you're mourning who you were when you had them. You start questioning, like yourself, was I the problem? Did I change too much? And I think about one of my clients, Clara, came to me after leaving a 20-year marriage. She started working on herself. She got herself into therapy. I helped her get into fitness. We talked about boundaries and set them. We kind of did a 360 on her life. And she did tell me something that broke my heart a little because it took me back to a place when I had left my marriage and then I had left a relationship. She said to me, Karen, I just didn't lose my husband. I lost my friends as well. Because once she began to heal and rediscover herself, her old circle did not know how to connect with her. They just knew her from before of being married or in that relationship. And they were used to the version of her that always said yes, that stayed small, that played peacemaker, that was just go along with everything. And when she stopped doing that, they distanced themselves. And she did go through months of feeling invisible. And she said to me one day, I feel like I'm being punished for growing. And I did remind her because at one point in my life, I felt that way as well. And I did tell her, I said, you're not being punished. You are being redirected. And a few months later, she attended a women's empowerment event that I had suggested she attend. And she went alone. She didn't want to do it. And I told her, this is a huge step in the new you. And let me tell you, kudos to her. She went, but she went terrified, and that's okay. But you know what? That's where she met two women who became like her soul sisters and a friendship she had never experienced before. They supported her through her new business, her dating journey, and her healing. And she later told me, thank you for forcing me to get out of my comfort zone because I never would have met them if I had not let go of trying to revive friendships that no longer had roots. And now I share her story because it's the same lesson so many of us learn. You didn't change too much. You are just finally becoming authentic enough, authentic you. And that always costs something, whether it's comfort, approval, but what it gives you back is peace, is alignment, and is truth. And peace doesn't always come with a crowd. Sometimes peace looks like eating dinner alone, lighting a candle, and knowing you are no longer shrinking to fit in. Hugely important. Remember that. And from there, you're going to be building new connections. So let's talk about the rebuilding part. It's hard, but I want to talk to you about it in an honest way. Because yes, it is possible to make meaningful relationships later in life. It requires you to be intentional. You have to put yourself in new rooms. You have to join communities that reflect the version of who you're becoming, not the version of someone you have already outgrown. That might mean saying yes to that women's circle, to that coaching event, to the network brunching, even if you go alone. I am going to tell you, I have made the greatest connections of going alone. I am a huge advocate of going alone. It has opened doors for me. It has made me friendships. It has given me connections by going alone because it has pushed me out of my comfort zone. I know some people are terrified of that, but I urge you, try it. Try it once. And if you're really that terrified, try to go with one person. If you have no friends that you can take with you, maybe a sister, a brother, a cousin, I want you to get out of your comfort zone and go alone. And don't be looking at your phone. Put your phone down, take the time, make eye contact, smile. Because here's the thing. Your new tribe is waiting for your vulnerability. They're waiting for you to say, hey, I am starting over too. That sentence has the power to open doors you have never imagined. And it might mean being brave enough to just say the simple word, hi. That could just open up so much for you, because you can't meet aligned people if you keep pretending you're fine in misaligned spaces. Go into new spaces. You can do it. I am here cheering for you. And with that, you have to go in with a certain energy, the energy of belonging. And here's something I've learned: belonging isn't found, it's creating. It's not something you're born with, okay? But it starts with belonging to yourself. When you fully accept who you are, you magnetize people who match that energy. The right friendships don't require performances. No, they don't. They feel calm, inspired, and reciprocal. They won't drain you, they'll refuel you. And when you finally experience that kind of connection, the kind that's rooted in authenticity, healing, and the truth, you realize that loneliness that you were feeling, it wasn't emptiness. It actually was preparation. Preparation for the love, friendship, and community you truly deserve. All right, I'm going to give you guys some action steps. You know, I always like to leave you with action steps because awareness is nothing without aligned movement. Here's 3 things that you can start doing now if you're feeling disconnected or lonely during your reinvention. All right, number 1, audit your energy. Energy is everything, and people feel it when you walk into a room, when they're speaking with you, even if they're just staring at you, sitting at a bar, sitting at a conference, sitting at a coffee shop. If you have like this mad face and your energy's off, who's going to want to approach you, okay? So let's have that energy that just gives off that beautiful warmth that you have inside. And ask yourself, who leaves me inspired and who leaves me drained? And then act accordingly to that, all right? And number 2, show up where growth happens. Join that event, group, or online space where people are talking about what you care about now, not what you used to care about. And number 3, lead with honesty. That means when meeting new people, be real about where you are in your journey. Be vulnerable, because you know what that attracts? That attracts an authenticity. And you are going to meet people that are aligned with you. You don't need a crowd. You need a connection. One connection. From that one connection, you're going to make others. There are people that I have met, and from that one connection, I have made other friends, and probably even better friends than the person that I originally met that introduced me to those other people. So remember, every person is another door opening and is leading you to people who are aligned with you. And you do not need to be understood by everyone. You just need to be understood by the right ones. So don't try to be everyone's cup of tea. Don't try to be the one pleasing everyone. You just need the right ones around you. We all can't be everything for everyone. Just remember that. All right, so if you're listening right now and you've been feeling lonely, isolated, or misunderstood, please know this: you're not broken, you are becoming. Every soul that leaves your life is making room for one that's aligned with your next chapter. Your reinvention isn't just about what you do, it's about who stands beside you while you do it. And trust me, when you finally find these people, it feels like coming home to yourself. And that, my friends, is a beautiful feeling. Oh, I want to thank you guys for spending this time with me today, my beautiful souls. It's always such a pleasure to be able to spend time with you and have these conversations and get feedback and DMs and messages that just always give me this beautiful, beautiful feedback of how something may have touched you. This is why I do what I do. So if this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who's walking in their own reinvention journey. Repost it, put it up on your stories, let someone know. And don't forget to subscribe to Reinvention Real Talk. We are on iHeart Podcasts, Apple, or Spotify. And make sure that you follow me on Instagram at KMLM21 for daily inspiration on love, life, and rebirth in your second half of your life. And also a little bit of silliness, because I do like to entertain as well on my social media. I do like to make you guys laugh. All right, my friends, until next time, remember, sometimes losing your circle is how you finally find yourself. I am Karen Larea, and this has been Reinvention Real Talk.